Welcome to CalCast, your Create International podcast.
God Network News, where we give you a new perspective
on events happening in our world today.
This is GNN.
This is God Network News, episode 101. Welcome, GNN fans, to another episode of God Network News, the podcast that tells you what God's doing around the world. Not what CNN tells you, but what GNN tells you is going on in the world. If you're tired of listening to all of that crisis network news and you want to hear what God's doing, well, give us a listen. Greetings, faithful God Network News fans and all you new listeners to God Network News. We're really excited to be bringing you fresh news from the field of what God's doing amongst Unreached People Group. And we want to thank you for all of you that listened to our series on the Middle East and all of the incredible stories and the comments that you gave. Please don't hesitate to put comments on our website and any questions you might have. And do visit those links that we have put in the show notes if you're interested in getting in contact with some of those interesting people that are behind the stories. And we want to start a whole new series, and this one is going to be very exciting. We've got tremendous amount of stories, fantastic, incredible stories of God's miracles from the continent of deep, dark Africa. Actually, it's not deep, dark Africa anymore because about 60% of the population of that continent are now believers in Jesus. But there are still many unreached people groups there, and we've got a lot of workers that are doing incredible, miraculous work amongst those remaining unreached people groups. So we want to begin this new series on unreached peoples in Africa, and so we'll start with this first story about a brother in Algeria, and this will be the beginning of this series. And this brother, we met him many years ago when we did a film for him where he worked with us actually in Malta on a film, but for his people in Algeria, showing them how to start home fellowships, primarily people from a Muslim background. And he has been using that film in incredible ways. And that's what these next two episodes will be about, part 1 and part 2. And so we want to start this series, and I hope that you will be inspired by all of these great stories from the continent of Africa. I am joined here by my lovely wife, Carol. Say hi, Carol.
Hello, everyone, and it's exciting to be here. We're here in the island of Malta with workers in North Africa who have a passion to see their people reached. And so we're so excited to see some of our friends we've worked on projects and film projects with. This is especially an exciting episode where we can reconnect with those that we worked with and hear their exciting stories.
Yes, so I think it was about 12 years ago that we were wanting to do a film that shared about how to start a home fellowship in another culture in North Africa. And we weren't able to film it actually in North Africa, so we ended up flying the actors of the film out to Malta and filming it here in Malta. And so we have one of those brothers here with us that was in that original film, and he has an exciting ministry and story, and so we're going to be interviewing him today. So, dear brother, can you please say hello to our audience? plants.
Yeah, hello everybody. I am Salah from North Africa. I remember that day when we prepare everything for you to come to North Africa to record this house church, and just 2 or 3 days before you said the visa is not, they didn't agree to come.
Yes, that's right. They actually gave us the visa already in Australia.
Yeah.
And then when we came, they took it away.
But God had other plans.
That's right. God had other plans. So what we wanted to ask you is a little bit about your experience with that film, and when it was produced, how did you then use it?
That film is a blessing for us and of course for our brothers and sisters, for the church in our country. Of course, we use it especially in the Bible school because we have a course about the church planting.
Oh, very good.
So we make they have a course, and in the end of the course they saw this film, and they try to do the same in the Bible school, to do the same like church, starting a church in their villages or in their cities. And even we give it for some churches, they use it for their courses about church planting.
Wow, very good. How many people would you say go through your training in the last 10 years or so that might have seen this film?
In our country, more than 300 like this in this Bible school.
Fantastic.
And
That's
even
exciting.
sometimes, I remember we use it in the seminars, and in seminar we have sometimes more than 100 people.
Wow.
And you can see this film together.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so do they ever joke with you if you show? They say, oh, who is this?
Yes. Even at that time I have black hair, now I have white one. So I say, you are young.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's so exciting for us in our ministry, not only to do things in the culture and for the people, but when we see how they're making use of it, when we see that it's become a blessing.
Yeah.
And that it multiplies and helps others to know how to start home fellowships. That's so exciting to us.
I want to say really thank you for that film and that work you did, and really it's a blessing for us and for the church in our country.
That's great. It's very touching for us to hear that, because the whole process was very difficult, because we came all this way and then the visa was taken away. We were in Spain at the time.
Yeah.
We thought, oh no, God, what do we do? We were thinking, are you not wanting us to do this film? And so we almost didn't. We prayed and asked the Lord, and the Lord told us, no, I'm still going to do it, but it's going to be a different way than you think.
Yeah.
And we had no friends actually in Malta, but a friend of ours told us about a ministry there. When we contacted them, they said, oh, we have been praying to do this same kind of film. And now you're here and we will help.
Yeah.
And then God just brought everything about.
Yes.
Very, very supernatural.
Yeah, always God opened the doors. He has the keys. Maybe sometimes we go to the wrong door, but God will take us to the good door.
That's so right.
Do you have any testimonies about the home church movement? We know that sometimes you can have church meet in buildings, but about meeting in the home, especially as maybe there's persecution and different things that happen. Could you give us what you encourage people in the whole area of meeting with church in the home?
Yeah, in our country we don't have church buildings. All the believers, they come from the Muslim background. So the most of the churches, they are house churches. Even we try to meet together in some places, but most of the believers, they don't have a church where they go. So we have many house churches than building churches. So we can use this idea or that we made in this film, and they can see how we can start new church.
Yeah. So now with this film that was made, I remember that we ate cookies and had a lot of tea.
Yeah.
So maybe now they think you must have that if you have a church.
Yeah, we know in our tradition, when somebody come to your house, you need to prepare for him food or tea. It depends what time of the day.
Yeah.
If he come at 3 o'clock p.m., yes, you will drink coffee and tea. But if he come at 12, you need to prepare food for him.
Yeah.
Or if he come at night, you need to eat the dinner with you.
Yeah, that's
so even when we meet in the for the church service in the house, so always we have tea or coffee, and even the other believers, they bring some dessert, something.
Oh, that's
always
good.
we have the communion together.
That's very good. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider donating to help us continue to bring exciting stories fresh from the field. Visit our website at godnetworknews.com and select the PayPal link on the right side of the page, or consider becoming a Patreon partner to receive access to more valuable materials exclusive to our members.